right, so I'd like to talk about the earnings that we are going to be having in this coming week. So, of course, from the start of the earnings season, we usually talk about all your big tech earnings and how those are actually working out, such as your Apple, your Netflix, and so on and so forth, your Google and such. Okay, of course, those earnings kind of frustrates me a little bit because I wasn't really expecting much from them, and they, of course, went below my expectation as well. But of course, they were not exactly below the street's consensus, nor were they below their own guidance estimates. So because of that, some of them actually went up in price. Okay, so that's pretty good. But for this week, the earnings that's going to be coming in is going to be largely affecting consumer supply. Okay, we're going to be talking about your everyday supplies from your Walmart, your Home Depot, and such. That is what this week's earnings is going to be showing us, and that's going to be very, very important. Okay, of course, you're going to see how commodities are going to be moving. You're going to see how companies will have this whole supply issue. Okay, and I think I've been talking about it as well. We are in somewhat of a supply recession. Okay, this recession where you have too much of a supply and not enough demand. That's where I think we are currently at. The headspace that we should be in as well. Okay, so if, for example, if that were to be the case, if Walmart or if Home Depot or whoever it is comes out with their earnings to say, in their earnings report, they might not really have that good of a estimates, for example. Okay, if they were to miss on their earnings, I don't really care. What I am very, very intrigued about would be the supplies. Okay, how are they coping on the supply side? Because after 2020, where we had a huge supply crash and the overwhelming demand expected the supply to continue to keep up with it, we couldn't. Okay, which is why we got injected by a huge hyperinflationary economy where we have to go through with it. So right now, if that were to be the case, now we have to look over at supply. How can we actually bring supply downwards? Because supplies, okay, for example, for Walmart and Home Depot, they do not just have those long shelf life items, they also have those short shelf life items. And those supplies, if are not met with sufficient demand, would effectively be wasted money as well. Okay, so I think that having too much supply is, of course, going to cause a huge headache for the companies as well. And of course, if those companies go through huge headaches, it's gonna, bleed into your indexes. It's going to be bleeding into your pensions. It's going to be bleeding into other people's stock portfolio, and so on and so forth. So, of course, all these are all very, very relative in my eyes. Okay, so I think that those are going to be earnings that's going to be very, very interesting for us to really look into. And of course, I do think that the supply side of things is going to be important. Of course, the demand side is also going to be equally as important. Right now, I'm thinking that because consumer spending is still relatively on the higher side right now. Okay, of course, people can argue for the fact that because consumer spending is actually going up due to the fact that inflation is going up. If inflation continues to go up, it means that I need to spend more money to get the things that I usually get to begin with. So consumer spending is bound to go up as well. But just besides the fact from just inflation alone, I think that because for consumer spending as a whole, okay, if you look at your premium products, your premium commodities and such, those are also going up in price. Okay, so at some level, you would think that consumer pricing or consumer spending is still going up nevertheless, with or without inflation. It's just that inflation is also a huge contributing factor. And if that were to be the case, that means that demand is effectively slowly going up. And if demand is slowly going up, which is going to be, of course, one of the huge factors that people are going to use as a supporting fact that why we are not in a recession, even though we already know that the textbook recession is 2 negative GDP in quick succession. Okay, so 2 negative GDP in 2 quarters, okay, is basically a textbook recession. And that's what US is actually undergoing right now. Okay, but of course, people are going to defend the fact that, of course, that's not be the case because consumer spending is up, labor market is strong, everything of that nature. The White House wants to defend that fact to the end. Jerome Powell wants to defend that fact to the end. I don't care. Personally, I think that that's still a recessionary pressure. Of course, a lot of people do see that as a recession as well. Okay, so I do think that, for demand-wise, I really want to see where we're actually going with the demand. And I think that Walmart and Home Depot is where you can really see where the demand are at. Okay, it's not a specific company such as like your Coca-Cola or a specific company such as Apple. Okay, it's true that people drink a lot of Coca-Cola. It's true that people use a lot of Apple products, but that's not enough for you to really look at consumer spending, and it's not really a good measure in my eyes. If I look at measures for consumer spending, usually I look at two different types of company. One would be companies such as Walmart. Okay, I think they are going to be serving not just your low-income family, your middle-income family, and also your high-income family, because that's where you're going to be getting most of your necessities. And the next one is going to be logistic. So most likely all your logistical firms, those are the ones that I'm going to be looking at, such as your FedEx and your UPS and such. Those companies are going to be important for us to look at, because if people are using those logistical services, it means that the demand for consumer spending is still relatively high. Okay, and that's why I think those are the kind of industry that you kind of have to be a little bit more interested in if you really want to look at this market and know where to park your money at. Okay, which is why I think that this week is definitely going to be interesting for us to look at the discretionary items. That's going to be interesting for us. And afterwards, I think the next important date that we most likely would be having would be existing house sales. I think that's going to be interesting for us to look at for real estate. I'm not sure when is it. Let me just give it a quick check. Okay, that's great. It's going to be on Thursday. We're going to see the US existing home sales. I think that's going to be relatively important because we do want to see how is real estate actually working out. Okay, because if real estate continue to show us more problems, okay, of course it will take most likely another 3 more months for us to really see if this is going to be a very, very bad year for home sales or not. But as of right now, I think home sales are already going through a very, very rough patch, which is why even for the previous CPI summary, I was also talking a little bit about rental prices as well. So that's going to be affecting with the, together with the existing home sales as well. So yeah, those are going to be interesting. Oh, that's interesting as well, which is on Wednesday, which is the day before the home sales. We are going to be getting retail sales, which is just great because that will be together with all the Walmart and Home Depot earnings. So that's going to be great. We can see all the data at one go. So that's going to be interesting for us to really look into. But anyway, I think that's all I have for this video. Just a little bit of FYI for you guys. If you guys are looking forward for those earnings, let me know down in the comment section down below. And, if you appreciate such content, just give this video a like and of course subscribe to my channel for future content. I do upload videos every Tuesday and every Saturday. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.